Hello? All right, I think this is live. Welcome to a live stream again on June 28th, 1:16 p.m. Eastern Time. Give it a little bit of time so people can join into the channel, into the chat. So earlier today, Ven, I think you commented, when is the intraday live video? And I said there wasn't going to be one, but I did free up a little bit of time in my schedule, so I'm going to do this for you guys right now. And all right, let's take a look at this. Rizwan, welcome. Seems like you guys are just camping in the chat, huh? Very nice. Coolio, Stock Talk, yeah, welcome. Chris, Trader Princess, Eric, welcome. So, of course, I will tackle some of your tickers that you guys talked about in my previous video. In the meantime, we will look at market movement as always, as well as volatility, and perhaps a little bit of commodities. So, yo, Josh, Dakiri. Don't forget GOOS in the Stock Talk. I got your comment, Chris, so we might tackle it in actually right now, perhaps. So just take a look at, will you break out down bad? Okay, so we got quite a bit of people here. Let's get started right now, getting ready for a Freaky Friday. Yes, well, we'll see it. We'll take a look at that volume. Usually Friday volumes are kind of lower, so but I know what you're saying. So Bill, welcome to the live chat for the first time. All right, we're looking at SPY on the 180-day chart. So we always kind of reference what we talked about yesterday in yesterday's Stock Talk, because some of that should be true at the very least, unless there's a huge reversal, a huge trend change, right? Most of that should be true. So we know that the previous support is situated at around 270.82, 271 area. And well, what the kind of pattern are we seeing on the 180-day chart? Taking down level 2, you can see that this is a descending pattern. Here's the 20 EMA line, the light blue line, and that because we closed yesterday below the support, this is a bearish sign for the markets. So you can see what's happening today. Today, the markets are pulling sideways. So where is it pulling to? Well, it's trying to meet the 20 EMA line. And there's a possibility, right? And that's, I think, what you're referencing, the big day tomorrow. There's a possibility of it coming down further. So you guys can see today is relatively even, but look at volatility. TVIX volatility yet is up over 5% again. What does that say? Well, that just says that people know where we closed yesterday. People know what I'm talking about and what we're talking about in terms of market movement, and they're anticipating some sort of drop coming up. Because you guys can see, let's just zoom in a little more, a deeper analysis. This is yesterday's 2 candles, right? Here are 4-hour candles. Here's the reversal pattern that occurred yesterday, but it was a failed reversal right here, right? To the upside. So now we had a reversal here. No one's getting fooled now, right? Look at these. We don't have many buyers at the last 4-hour candle. Of course, this candle hasn't fully formed, but you can see that we're closing. We're very kind of close to the resistance of that area, but we are not managing a massive push to the upside yet. Just kind of based off yesterday's trajectory. So, all right, let's take a look at your comments. I would recommend staying away from any blue chip, Coolio, and confirms. Okay, yeah, that's a good tip. We got a good amount of here today. Josh, yes, DGAS I think was a good buy, little riskier in my opinion. Yeah, so we talked about DGAZ. The reason why I told you guys I don't like DGAZ, I still like UGAZ, is because even as UGAZ continues to push higher, right? You guys can see that, yeah, it's dropping today, UGAZ, but you can see that it's been holding a pretty nice support at 62.81. One can almost think that, this 150 period moving average, or the orange line, is acting as a support. So if you guys were in DGAZ here, you would think about exiting somewhere down here, right? Because DGAZ is the inverse of UGAZ. So this tracks what? The tracks /NG, or natural gas. Here's natural gas, right? What great pattern to trade. Buy UGAZ over here, sell UGAZ up here. This pattern, like we said, is usually will play to the upside, which is why I think DGAZ is a little riskier, because when and if it starts breaking out and closing above this line, 2.985, then DGAZ is going to be pretty risky. All right. Whoa, there's a lot of comments today. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Rizwan, let's take a look at Alibaba. BABA. And yeah, guys, thank you for visiting these live streams. This won't happen in July, and actually in the next few months, because I'm going to be extremely busy during the daytime. So I'm just doing it for you guys, just kind of get a feel for you guys, like how this will work if and when we do have a live intraday stock talk. So I hope you guys do enjoy these stock talks during trading hours. So here's Alibaba. Wow, look at that drop. So right. We're waiting for a sign of or some sort of sign or a signal change. Do we have one? No, right? We don't have one. You can see Alibaba, yes, we've been kind of forming an uptrend, but we're in the middle or near the middle of the dip. So you can see that the best time to enter, at the very least, right? At the very least, the best time to enter could be around this area, 177. It could be even down here, 167. So this one, you just have to be patient. Even if it starts recovering a little bit, to the 20 EMA, it can still go down. Note that we did a double bottom here. At some point, because of this magnitude of the drop, we want to see some sort of reversal candle on the daily candle, 1 year chart, for some confirmation. But so far, really no sign of reversal right now, but good one to call out in the meantime. All right, so let's, oh my, okay. Hi, Kevin. David, is Tuesday half day since Wednesday is a holiday? I'll have to take a look at that. I'm not completely sure, trader prices. Okay, so David, can you look at SSW? Thank you. So you're welcome. You're welcome in advance. SSW is breaking out. Let's take a look at the 180-day chart, 3-year chart. Okay. Yeah, so, ooh, hold on. Okay. So it's breaking out on the weekly. So the thing about this one is, in the short term, it is going up. But one thing to note is the question is, where's your exit point, right? If you get in right now, which is literally right here, where do you think your exit point is? Is it going to be up here, 20%? Are you going to pull in just 3% up here, right? That's a risk that you have to evaluate. In my opinion, we did consolidate for a couple of weeks here. We're pouncing up a little bit. It could be, but we're nearing the resistance, right? We have a gap down area right here. Well, not a gap down, but like a resistance right here, yeah, which is kind of close. So yeah, this is a risk that ask yourself if you're willing to take that. But in the short term, it is going up. So remember, short week because of holiday volume. Okay, yep. I am so behind on comments. I'm bummed that these are almost over. I'm sorry about that. Any thoughts on STM, KTS? So STM is one that kind of failed its breakout pattern. Look at that, right? So the reason, and we don't have to give a reason why it failed the breakout. This is something I was actively watching. But if you guys were playing this breakout on this week, you have to, you still have to set a stop loss. That doesn't mean that you can be like, oh, it's going to go up forever. You have to set your stop loss at least below the what? The new quote-unquote support line, such that if that support line doesn't hold, you have to get out. In that case, this one's declining. So you see a failed breakout. Well, where's our entry point? Well, we're getting very close to our entry point, which is around $21 and change. We're at $21 and change, but we need to see a sign of a reversal. Do we see a sign of reversal just yet? Looking at this, not yet right now, right? We're still coming down. We formed this candle today, but seriously, this is still going down, and this has a little more room to drop before we find some sort of major support. Tesla, please. Bushan, okay, welcome. Seeing a lot of new faces here. Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla is one that I'm in as well, and you guys can see that Tesla, right? This is a bull flag pattern similar to AMD. Of course, the breakout pattern wasn't as neat as AMD because the markets are turbulent during this time, actually extremely turbulent. So you can imagine kind of Tesla got pulled down, but now this is a weekly candle, right? That's pulling it back to the upside. So a very strong sign for Tesla. And I think there's good upside, and you can see that on the 1-year chart we bounce off the 20 EMA, and now we're heading back up. There's upside to Tesla. Certainly, I think there's upside to reaching its resistance, 369, but this also gonna monitor the markets as well as we move on. So if the markets do manage to continue pushing higher, I expect Tesla to continue pushing higher as well. Short KEM. Okay, Bill. Woo. Guys are giving me a lot of tickers. All right. What is that? KEM? KEM, KMET. 3-year chart. Okay. We're getting wedged in by this pattern. All of a sudden we broke. So the thing about this pattern is it's not that predictable. This pattern hasn't been extremely predictable. And looking at this this pattern, wow, 50 periods SMA support, bounce up. Like you could short, yeah, so I agree. You could start shorting around $26 if you did manage to short up here. If you short right now, you could try it. You could try to short as well, at the very least to the 20 EMA line, which is around $20 and change. That's okay, but you have to make sure to set your stop loss, right? Once if and when this one does break a resistance point, you know when to get out, and that's the signal you're looking for. So again, this one has to be a tighter stop loss given its strange movement. Okay, finally catch you live. Panisher, welcome. Baidu bottomed, so Baidu, this one's probably going to look like Alibaba a little bit, so yeah. Bottom, no, right? How do you know that this is the bottom? Just because this acted as the bottom doesn't mean that it can act as a bottom here. So the thing is, you can see this has been the major support, so this still has room to fall. Similar to Alibaba, we're looking at a bottom to around 230, a little less than that, probably a little more than that, around that general vicinity. But this is on a straight downtrend, right? Straight downtrend, no sign. This was a confirmation of a downtrend again. This is a reversal candle. So MU, okay, Trader Prince says we'll cover MU. I think we've been covering MU on every video, right guys? Have you guys seen that? All right, here's MU, Micron Technology, and here's the support line right here. We're getting closer to the support line, which is situated around $50 and change. It's at $53 right now. So I think just be a little more patient as we start, maybe perhaps recovering a little bit. So this is the best entry position. This is not the best one, but it's okay, but you just have to manage your losses if you do get that. Look at the 1-year chart. You can see why I put that line right here, right? Hopefully you guys can see that. So GOOS, right? Okay, Chris, I'm going to tackle this one right here. So we GOOS, what is the Canada Goose Arctic program? Okay. All right, so we see this massive gap up on earnings, and then now we're coming down. So this one got a big boost on earnings. We're coming back down. There's the reversal confirmation right here. So we're bottoming out, and to be honest, we just don't have enough information for this one to effectively work with this stock. Know how we kind of here, we pushed down, consolidated for a long time on a steady kind of uptrend, and then we started moving up. At the very least, because of this massive gap up, I want to wait at least 1 or 2 weeks and see what happens with this one before getting into it. How do we know that this is going to come down and fill this gap? How do we know that it's going to do a double top? We don't have enough information for this one, and therefore, even though I kind of like this trajectory, this pop right here is pretty scary in terms of a long hold. Could you make a Discord group for this community? Yeah, so once I have more time, so a Facebook group, guys, right? Look out for that. I'm going to create that. It's going to go live in July, which is next month. How many positions at once and what percent? Yeah, so it varies, Cole, right? Oh, with Discord group, yeah. So I'm looking. Sorry, I'm like jumping around from places, but Discord group certainly is a possibility once I have more time. So be on the lookout for that. But it's not planned just yet because I don't have that much time. Cole, how many positions do you have at once, and what percent of your account do you usually go into with each trade? So that's a really good question, and that's something that I will be teaching in the course as well. So that varies. It can vary from 1 position to no positions to 5 positions. And it just depends on how the market is doing at the time. So, I try not to make a massive limit as to how many tickers I work with. All right. So, good. I think I tackled all of your comments. I'm thinking about trading DGAS and UGAS every Thursday, 6% profit every week. JWM, I'm exactly on that same boat, right? So for one, okay, so I want to take a look at 4/CL. What was the resistance area, guys? 4/CL has been on a continuous uptrend, resistance 76.32. Yesterday's video, I said there's a good potential that it'll pop over the resistance, right? Because of this bullish behavior, this resistance doesn't really have to act as a strong resistance because we consolidated so long back down here, right? These are like 2 weeks of just consolidation before this up move. So we're looking at 76.68 around that area to be the major resistance, at which point I am surely looking for a reversal pattern and a reversal to the downside. And there's a lot of potential for tickers like UWT. Look at this crude oil move up here, right? There's a lot of potential for DWT, which has been the inverse of crude oil. Here's DWT, right? To start reversing back up. But until then, we have to be pro crude oil, UWT, and Gush. So, all right, thanks for covering MU, no problem. All right, it's over 16 minutes, which you guys know is the time limit for a live stream. So I want to thank everyone for joining me in this live stream. I'll just do a very quick recap for everyone who did stay to the end. We talked about SPY on the 180-day chart, and that we're kind of moving back to the 20 EMA, the light blue line, and this makes an interesting day tomorrow, I do agree, but usually Friday volumes are low. So this is why it's interesting, because Friday volumes are generally lower, but we're meeting the 20 EMA line, so we might see some volatility. Despite this movement, right, we see markets pulling higher. All markets are pulling higher right now. We do see volatility still up, 3 and 3.5%. So it does say something about volatility in terms of markets, but generally speaking, look, this is where we're at intraday on SPY. If you guys are in SPY, right, you know where to sell. What's the area to sell, right? So, of course, you guys know that if you guys are in SPY, this is the area to sell, right? This is, as we get higher and higher into the resistance, it gets riskier and riskier. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me on live stream, and I will see you guys later today in Stock Talk. And yeah, be on the lookout for that, and if you like this video, and I will see you guys later.